Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of My Kommunity. I'm here with my guest, TJ McNeal. TJ, how you doing, big guy?
Doing great, John. Thanks for having me today.
Fantastic.
How about yourself?
I'm doing great, bud. It's a good day. It's a good day. I feel as fellow Met fans, we know that the future is promising, I guess, to say the least.
Absolutely.
But before we get into today's topic, which obviously kind of circles us back to the Mets a little bit, which is motivation, TJ, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hey, what's up, audience? My name's TJ McNeal. I'm a real estate agent, voiceover artist, arts educator, etc. I have my own acting school called Theater Arts Conservatory, run out of Metuchen Dance Center, which I started with my good friend Alessandra Carinante and my sister Carrie McNeal. And yeah, I sell a ton of real estate. I help you whether you're buying or selling. And I'm a huge Met fan. And sometimes I do some voiceover stuff. I don't know. We keep it chill.
That's the most important thing. Keeping it chill for sure.
That's right.
So obviously today is a topic about motivation. And before we preface anything we talk about, I just want to go on air about, what was it, like 2 years ago when me and TJ met, maybe 3 years ago. No,
I think it could be three. I could be coming out like 2.5, 3, somewhere in there. Yeah. Which feels crazy.
3 years ago, we had a conversation about just kind of Nike doing it, right? And it was literally, I think it was before I even started the book process. It was the blog that I was starting. And I was telling him, I was like, oh, I just want to get like my thoughts on paper, and I just really want to express myself creatively. And TJ was like, yeah, man, just do it. Like all it takes is just a little bit of effort, a little bit of motivation, and just go, because you never know what might come out of it. And obviously now I'm a published author, and I'm removed from that experience, but it always kept in my mind. So I'm glad I get to have this moment with you now, TJ, on air. I just wanted to thank you wholeheartedly, because that moment stuck with me and will always stick with me till the end of time, as it were.
Damn. Well, you're welcome, but it's all you. I mean, you have certain conversations in life and everything, and you never know what they're going to amount to or anything like that. But I remember talking to you. I still remember that day, because that was the first day we really kind of connected. We had always seen each other. We're like, hey, what's up? We'd always chill. And then we knew we were Met fans a little bit here and there. And then that kind of opened the door. But that day was like the floodgates. And then the next time, I feel like it wasn't the next time I saw you, but like you had started on that journey or whatever. And then to see you, I guess, what was it now, 6 months ago? For the first time in a while, and you're like, yeah, it's coming out. And then you text me and you're like, it's out. So immediately I was like, oh my God, like this book is here.
Exactly.
And then it was really here because I ordered it. It came in like 2 days, and then, started reading it. It's pretty surreal, man.
Dude, it's funny how life works.
It really is, dude. And I don't know how much I really had to do with it, but I love that conversation stuck out, because that's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. No, 100%. But that obviously has to do with the topic, which is motivation. So as you've motivated me, TJ, motivate the masses. The floor is yours, big guy.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was so funny. You sent me that text today. I was like, I don't know what to even do. It's so funny. I was thinking about like what even motivates me, because I get up every day with the birds. I get up early, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And I don't have like an external motivator. I think I'm motivated by perspective, really.
Okay.
I kind of like look at my perspective at every moment of the day, and I'm like, how am I looking at this? What does this mean from that, like that standpoint, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. So like I was thinking about, I'll get up and I'll go, oh, my back hurts. Just normal.
Right.
Like, oh, well, did you drink water, dude? And I'm like, oh no. Oh, wow. And then I just drink the water, which is free, dude. Well, no, it's not free. Actually, the water bill keeps going up. But you know, then you drink the Brita, and you're like, what Brita probably is really terrible for you, but I drink it anyway. And you're like, wow, okay, now the back feels better, like almost instantly. And you're like, okay, so that perspective is gone, you know?
Right.
And you know, catching yourself in those moments is what like can you know send you off into the new.
Yeah.
The new extremes, the new heights.
Absolutely. It's that power of positivity mentality, right?
Hell yeah.
Where you obviously come with a struggle or a challenge or something like that. It's like, okay, how do I optimize or fix this situation real quick? And then once you do it, even if it isn't like the ultimate solution, just by kind of having that mindset, it puts you in a better spot.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that, you know, it was so funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I had a fling when I was living in LA. I had a fling with a, you know, great person, and her and I were, you know, seeing each other for a little bit. And when we broke up, you know, she would always notice like that. I always talk to my friends in a way that's like, hey, what are you up to? What you've been doing? How's it going? And I just like, I'm just in that with my relationships. Everybody, I'm always asking how they're feeling.
Sure.
You know, what are they working on? Is there anything that they're striving toward? And when she broke up with me, she goes, you know, you always ask everybody how they're feeling. All right. Well, sometimes your energy is bad for people because you make people want to do stuff they shouldn't be doing. And I'm like, what? And I thought about that the other day, and I remember it did send me into a spiral. I'm like, am I bad for people? I'm like encouraging, you know, people. Yeah. Cause like, you never know who you're encouraging, you know what I mean? But if it's creative, I always encourage it, you know?
No, creative expression, man. It's such an integral part of the human processes.
And people forget about that.
They do. They
think it's cringe and stuff.
Yeah, no,
they do.
No, they really do.
It's crazy.
It is, man. And as someone who's tried multiple creative avenues and stuff like that, finding that happy place where you're in the creative zone and you're making it your own, man. It's a wonderful place to be in, dude.
It is. And you better hold tight to it, and you better be grateful. That's all I got to say about that, because that could get taken away.
No, yeah. Because there is creative burnout as well, right?
Hell yeah. You know, it's really funny. When I was in college, I was doing a ton of theater in college, and I had a professor, I believe she's a doctor now, Rachel Evans at Kane University. She's amazing. And Rachel was like, you know, I worry about you, you know, getting burnout. And, you know, she was right. Because I did burn out on theater for a long time, and I was doing so much of it in college, and I was like living, eating and breathing it. And then I got out of college, and it was like, well, what am I supposed to do with this now? And instead of like, I really didn't know where to go. And it can get, if you don't have that outlet and it doesn't come as easy, it can get pretty dark, you know? And it's like, I remember being, you know, a fresh adult out of college, like looking and searching for, I don't know, motivation, I guess. Yeah. And I couldn't find it. And then I, you know, went on the long process of learning. For me, it's not external stuff. Like me personally, I can't be externally motivated. Otherwise it goes away real quick. And then I'm like left with a half-assed job on something, you know? Yeah. Is that weird?
No, not at all. No, I totally get what you're saying, where it's hard to get that extra motivation from other people as well, because I feel like and I've had this conversation with a lot of people where it's a you versus you mentality. Right. It always circles back, and because I've done you're actually the closing chapter of the motivational podcast, as it were.
What's up, guys? We're doing it live.
Everyone always brings that mentality up, where no matter what you're battling, you're still battling yourself more than anyone at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude.
And obviously that's like a huge challenge for people. Yeah. Like no matter what you do, but getting motivation internally is the battle at the end of the day, because everything that everyone else says could be beneficial, and it could give you that positive boost. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the one to do the thing or not.
Right.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. You know, it's like a question. My dad always says this. It's so funny. And I always go, dude, shut up. But he's so true. Like he'll say, if something happens that doesn't go right, but there was an attempt, he'll always say, well, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Which is not
trying at all.
right.
Exactly.
Obviously, try something creative and constructive.
Yes. Yes.
Don't go out there like going like, let me catch this butterfly and rip its wings off. Like, don't go out there and do stuff like that. But
Right.
but if it's creative and it's constructive,
Yes.
and you give an attempt and you really do it,
Yeah.
even if you fail. Yeah, I failed at plenty of stuff. I don't know about you.
Dude, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. No,
So-
I can't even. Oh man.
What do they call it? Fail forward?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. And but even if you're really like, dude, you know what it's like? It's like at the end of freaking, Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh yeah, of course, a classic.
When he's in the graveyard and his jaw's off and his dog puts his jaw back on his face and he's singing about how he failed at creating Christmas.
Right.
Because he was never meant to freaking create Christmas.
Right. Yeah.
But he tried it.
He did.
And he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, yeah.
He
He
gave
did.
people all these murderous toys and everything. But he did a great job. And Jack's like, he's like singing about how he failed and he's, he's like lamenting in this misery. And then he's like, oh, wait, I have a chance to make this right still.
Right.
And then he goes through the graveyard. He takes Santa out of Oogie Boogie's house or whatever. And they, send Santa back to save Christmas or whatever. Yeah. Like he ruined that Christmas for everybody.
He did. He did.
Had no business doing Christmas at all. Everybody tried to stop him. His closest friend tried to stop him,
Right.
but he gave it his best shot. And he always sings that. He goes, I did my best. And
Yeah.
that's a quote that always like stuck with me, even as a kid. It's like, hey, if you're going to do something, do your best.
Yeah.
Your personal best.
Because then you could put your hat out on the cap at the end of the day that you gave it your all, and that's all we can do, man.
Peace out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Happy Halloween. Then,
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
100%. Like as far as like creative projects go, like I've written scripts. I've created a business plan for a not-for-profit. Like I've done these things, and I feel like even I don't know if the concept of failing is ever true, because, for example, when you say you failed, does it mean you didn't get like the success that you wanted, or is it a level of like I didn't reach my goal that I was striving for, so to speak? Because
Yeah.
for these projects that I talk about, like the not-for-profit, I think right now it's on like the back burner. You know what I mean? Like one day, yeah, I may pick it up again and try again. It's just right now, it's not part of the path that I'm on.
Yeah.
It's just on standstill. So I don't know if failure is ever a true statement, but I feel like we're conditioned to think, oh, we failed
Yeah.
because we didn't get that next level that we were striving for.
Yeah. I think also when it comes to that is like, I should be very clear. Like I'm really hard on myself, which is not, something that I'm proud of, but it is what it is. It's just how I've always functioned. Even from a young age, I was just always tough on myself. It's just how it's been. It wasn't from my parents. It was just how I ended up.
No,
for some
dude,
reason.
I hear you on I don't mean to cut you off.
No, please cut me off. I don't care.
I feel that too on a personal level, because for me, I've never felt like I've accomplished anything. I don't know if that's like a deeper seated issue that I need to work out in therapy or whatever the case may be. But when I've like done these tests, like even though like I have like a published book now, right? Like that seems like such an achievement. The way my mind works is like, but you could keep going. There's more to it than that. You gotta do more stuff, and you gotta keep pushing yourself. And it is probably unhealthy, and it is like you said, probably because I'm too hard on myself.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's like what I try to do now is and I've been doing this for about 2 years consistently, where I just like take a break and just go over all the stuff that's working that like I'm grateful for and that I appreciate. Mm-hmm. And the more power I give it, the more powerful I feel. And then like what used to be a Red Bull and a smoke is now just a genuine excitement energy that's infinite coming from the center of whatever,
Right.
And so that helps. I mean, and I feel like that gratitude is the attitude in that. And it's like, it's not a joke, and it's backed by science. People will even say there's studies that have been done about what gratitude does for your brain and for your heart and for the wavelengths in your brain, and how it helps you focus in different ways. And I'm a big proponent of that. And that helps. I think that helps anybody. If you're stuck,
Like recenter yourself.
oh my goodness gracious.
Dude,
yeah.
100%.
And it's like, and those failures that we call them, because you and I are hard on ourselves.
Right.
Whatever those not meant to be situations become a little bit more shallow. You could stand in it. You could feel it a little bit. You can appreciate certain parts of it, and then move on to what you feel is the next thing.
Next step in the
Right.
process. Yeah. No, I totally get the gratitude, appreciation, because one of the things me and my sister always do every Friday, we do like a gratitude list of like our top 3 things. And it could be obviously like on the micro or macro scale. It doesn't matter. It could be as simple as I'm going to see my buddy tomorrow, or I got lunch with my wife, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It's just keeping grounded and considering that at the end of the day, we do live blessed lives, and like it keeps your perspective in check that things aren't that as bad as they appear to be.
Yeah.
As it was.
Dude, it's like, and that also takes barriers down, because then when the barriers are down, who the heck knows what's going to come out of you? Like, I mean, that book you wrote a long book.
Yeah.
I'm on page 51. And we have inspirations in common too. Robin Williams. Dude.
Oh, Rob Williams. He's the guy, man.
I read that. I said, there's my man.
Yeah. He's the boy, dude. He's the boy. Dude,
classic.
I met Robin, and I forget if I put this in the book or not, but it was so funny because he was that jovial person that you would expect. But I've heard from like a more private sector, he's more of a quiet individual, and I could totally see that. But when I met him, he was like greeting everyone the way you would expect, just a happy go lucky guy. And I'm like, you could if my mom can remember the moment, I'm pretty sure he hit on my mom, and it was hilarious. Not like a gross way, just like a flirtatious way. And
Amazing.
it was incredible. I was like, this is amazing.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
He's the best, dude. He's the GOAT for sure.
Dude, I mean, his interviews are very motivating.
Yes, they are.
He had that. He talked about failure a lot.
He did 100%. Especially the other one of my other motivators, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a big proponent of failures. He talks about how he didn't make his high school basketball team, and how he would take like 1,000 shots and only make like 30% or whatever the case may be. Like it's all about just keep on going and pushing yourself, because if you keep going, you will succeed also at the end of the day. It's just part of the process. It's that throw shit at the wall mantra, and something will stick.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
That's like all I've ever done. I remember one thing about Michael Jordan, and I was never into basketball, but that's how he transcended everything, obviously.
Yeah, he was
Jordan.
like, yeah, exactly.
It's like, he was an inspiration for everyone,
Yeah.
regardless of, what sport you're into. But I remember when he played basketball, and I remember like so many people like judged him for that.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing? Like, blah, 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 this and that. I go, this is awesome. I'm like,
Oh, you mean when he played baseball?
baseball, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. When everybody's like, what's he doing? Yeah, playing baseball. They're like, what's he doing? I remember people judging him hardcore, and I just remember sitting there going, this is amazing.
Dude, it's incredible, right?
This guy's got guts.
Yeah, like
Like, well, he's rich. He doesn't matter what he does. Like, he can do whatever he wants.
like the ultimate Hall of Famer, one of the greatest like athletes who ever lived, and he's like, yeah, on top of being a pro basketball player and being like the Muhammad Ali stature of that sport,
Right.
I'm gonna go play baseball on top of it.
Unreal, dude.
And
That's why if you're ever stuck, you have no excuse.
no, you don't.
No, you can, you got to be stuck every once in a while, I feel, to like grow, obviously, and go through obviously what you're going through. But I mean, also at the same time, Michael Jordan just picked up a baseball bat and said, I'm going to do it. Like, he's going to go.
Nike just do it, man.
He's going to just do it.
Yeah.
We were laughing about that day. I remember that.
Yeah.
I knew you. I thought though, like when we talked about that conversation you were talking about at the very beginning, I knew you were going to do it. You know what I mean? Like you didn't strike me as the type of person that was like,
like a naysayer, or it's like,
well, I guess you connect to what you connect with and you do what you want to do in your life and whatever. You can't be judged on it. But I mean,
sure.
Well, I mean, I guess you can, but whatever. I didn't take you as somebody, like I saw in your eyes that day that you were just going to get this done. I was like, yeah, there's going to be a book soon. He's going to have a book. And that's awesome.
Yeah, no, dude,
and you did.
But I feel through these interactions, and again, like we go back, circling to the power of positivity, through people that inspire us, and through inspiring, most importantly, ourselves. There's not much we can't accomplish, honestly, dude.
Right.
Like I firmly believe, especially when it comes to creativity, imagination obviously plays a big part. But the sky's the limit if you just kind of go and do it. It never has to be perfect. Just go.
I needed to hear that today, really, because I mean, I get hung up a lot. Everybody does, right? We can all get hung up, but that's just that's a great. Just rewind that and play that over for yourself again and again, because that's just a very succinct way to put it.
Oh, dude, you'll appreciate this then. So me and my dad, we live by the motto "good enough," and it's not in like a negative connotation, but it's like if you're gonna do something, like just get it to the point where it's good enough, and just get it out there. You can always fix it and make it better with time goes on, because obviously, as human beings, we get stuck in the perfection mindset where it's like, oh, we need to keep on fixing this and tweaking it and making it better. So as my dad's Father's Day gift, dude, I made him a coat of arms that said good enough. And it's I hope you're a Simpsons fan because you'll appreciate this. It's with the, what's it called? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. The grill setup that Homer tries to make and fails miserably at. It just looks like a piece of crap. But I have it as like the middle of the coat of arms, good enough, and on top is Gareth's family. And I was like, this is it. And I feel like that's a good representation of how I feel about creativity and just projects in general. Because before you got here, I was filming something for my social media channel, and as people know, and as I say in my book, I was never into social media. I find that the content creation a little bit exhausting after a while, especially. Sure. But I did like 15 takes of it. I was just like, you know what? This next one is gonna be it. I'll just edit it a little bit, and it'll be good enough. And then, dude, that was it, man.
Hey, props to you, man, because I get stuck in the pre-good enough phase all the time. and like, good enough is a hard thing for me to say, so I need to adapt that vibe, because to be able to do that with your art, very powerful skill. It's a skill. Because some people leave it on the chopping or the cutting room.
Exactly.
Floor.
Sometimes it never reaches
the light of day.
Exactly.
I have so much stuff that never reached the light of day because I thought it needed to be perfect.
Then there's the sadness in that, man.
So take that and remember that if you do leave it on the cutting room floor, there's sadness in that.
No, there is.
Though, but 100%.
You got to get it out there, because what you might not think is perfect, like the masses might think is the most beautiful thing on the planet.
Right.
It's just where, again, as human beings, that we are very hard on ourselves, and it's unfortunate, especially on a creative mindset. It's always a challenge.
My dad always says to me, you should take some of your own medicine. Because I'll always tell people, I'm like, that's great, do it. I love that idea. Like obviously people that I know, that I connect with, I always find that if I hear a good idea and I think it's a great idea, I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's just amazing. And I love hearing people create.
Yeah.
And so my dad will always say to me, he's like, why don't you take some of your own medicine? Because I'll be the first person to tell myself no. You know what I mean? Which is like the perfectionist thing. But the life is good, dude. The Mets are 42 and whatever, 25, 20, 26. That was my cell phone.
At the end of the day, I feel like our mindset is very similar to the Mets, though, right?
Oh yeah,
Because the Mets are the ultimate underdog and I obviously this is a bias, but I feel in sports, dude, and I'm talking about in baseball, basketball, hockey, there isn't a team quite like the Mets.
that's right.
That gives that energy out, especially when they're doing good.
Preach.
And the thing about it now is they're just doing good. And I don't know if the people listening, you believe in magic or fantasy or whatever the case may be, but I'm telling you right now, something is in the air when the Mets are winning.
I just got chilled. Yes, and they are. For those of you that aren't paying attention to sports, it's totally cool. Just letting you know they are winning
But
a lot, and it feels great.
it does, dude.
You know, I'm not even going to be ashamed of it.
No.
I don't care that they're winning. And you know what? Screw you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, we sat through so much of our baseball lives.
In pain, dude.
Just in pain. Just watching the Mets be made fun of on national television.
Dude, and the funny thing is, it's always the butt of a joke in like any like sitcom. Like Family Guy has that joke. You remember the one with Stewie?
Everybody makes fun of
Yeah,
us.
no, dude. It is just the theme where it's like, all right. So if obviously it's the reverse where like magic is in the air when we're winning, the mindset is when we're losing, everyone and their mother is going to make fun of us.
It's so true, dude. It was the LOL Mets. That was a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and now to watch, you know what I love? You know what motivates me? Getting up every morning and watching the people at MLB Network have to talk about the Mets. And they have to do a lot of it. And it's when they had like, dude, even this season, did you notice as the Mets were like making their climb to the top of the win column and everything, and just like, you know, they played the Dodgers well, they took the season series, whatever. And just MLB Network ignored it for as long as they could. And they were like making stories. They're like, Juan Soto, is he comfortable? Does he miss the Yankees? And then one day they just said, you know what? We can't even ignore this anymore. The Mets are awesome. This is why their pitching staff is great. And then 20 minutes later, they're still talking about it. It's the greatest.
Dude, they're the David in the sports Goliath story, man.
And you know what? And last season was great.
Yes, last season was great too, man.
The last season was great.
But I feel like that's a good closing point. But because I want to end with the Mets being on top.
Yeah. We don't want to. Yeah.
I feel like but in all seriousness, it's just important to remember that motivation is fueled basically however you kind of want it at the end of the day, whether it be externally or internally. And I feel that, like I said, through the power of positivity, through just that Nike do it mentality, through even
Just do it.
Having it just be good enough, you will accomplish what you need to accomplish. But before I sign off, TJ, is there any final remarks?
I thought that was great. Just get out there and just do it. You know, if it's constructive and you feel like you're bringing something good, just do it. I mean, look what happened with John. He just did it. He just wrote a book, and it's out there. You can buy it. So read it.
But thank you, TJ, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It was a true pleasure as always.
Amazing.
And next time we're gonna have Grimace talking about the Mets winning the World Series in 2025. Have a good day, everyone.
Can't wait.